Thank you. Am I coming in clear? Yes, sir. All right, hope everyone had a great lunch. Hope my presentation doesn't lull you to sleep. I'm Dan from 3Speak. I'm a co-founder of 3Speak, and I'm excited to be here at Steam Fest. Glad to see you all in person, and I'm very excited to show you what we've been up to on 3Speak.online. Today's presentation is going to be called Tokenomics of Media Chain, presented by 3Speak. Maybe. Glitch in the matrix already?
3.
Mm-hmm.
Like this.
There we go. Okay. The current situation with online social media, there's a lack of enterprise-grade competition to the YouTubes out there. And what this does is it's a very slippery slope to censorship and a direct threat to our freedom of speech when we don't have healthy alternative competition out there. And I believe the reason is people won't take a step back in the name of decentralization. It has to be the same quality, it has to be the same standard that they're used to, or they're just not going to do it. And I'm sure many of you here today have known somebody who's been deplatformed, somebody's been censored. Right, so I think right now we are in the eye of the hurricane, and it's going to get worse if we don't do anything about it. And when voices are silenced, when voices are oppressed, they become extreme, and they have to go underground. And we're seeing this with unrest all over the world. When you can't get your voice out on the internet, you have to take to the streets. And I think the solution is the next generation, popular quote, "I wholly disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death to your right to say it." And that's really the premise we have on 3Speak. We're trying to preserve freedom of speech in a digital age where in Web 2.0, you have gatekeepers that tell you what is appropriate to say, what isn't appropriate to say. And we know that can lead to very extreme views. So I think the future is decentralized video content delivery and media. But how do we get there? How do we get from Web 2.0 to Web 3.0? With the invention of Bitcoin, we now have the ability to own our asset. We haven't had that in the internet. And with this ability, you can transfer this to data, cards, whatever you think of. And these are just tools though. Blockchain is just a tool. Just like if you have hammer and nails in the yard, it's not going to build a house itself. But with these tools and an appropriate blueprint, we can then have an idea and bring it to life. And the blueprint is a DAO, a decentralized autonomous organization. And 3Speak's blueprint to creating a DAO is to create what I would call a governance token and a utility token. Now, the governance token will give you voting rights. It's almost like equity in a business. So when you pass the governance token to somebody, you're passing ownership of the platform. They have a right to say, they have a right to anything that happens on the platform. They have a voice to speak. I think this is very important. The governance token would be limited in supply. I want to know exactly how much governance is out there so I can build a foundation into the future. It also can create a store of value with the limited supply. And hodlers of the governance token, they receive the utility token. So the utility token is brought into life by hodling the governance token. And with 3Speak specifically, you're going to receive additional privileges as cheaper uploads, the ability to delegate the token, and you'll also receive platform revenue, right? This is how we close the loop with the DAO. We have to create incentivization for people to participate in the network. And that's what the governance token does. And the governance token can be used for immutable tipping. You can use it to bootstrap a community by rewarding partners, finding large content creators, assigning ownership, because when you give somebody a token and now they have skin in the game, now they want to see this project succeed. So it's a really great way to bootstrap a diehard community from the get-go. And the utility token side. On 3Speak, this represents 1 minute of uncensorable video hosting or live streaming. It's what you need to actually use the platform. And it's driven by the governance token stake. So governance hodlers will get the utility token and then they can sell it on the open market for people who want to use the platform. And the revenues come from the utility token. You can do advertising, trending page, if you want to boost your comment. The key here is the governance holders are the key beneficiaries on the blockchain. They're going to benefit from everything that happens. Every transaction, you're going to get a cut of it. And not just the governance hodlers, but we're also going to create a small burn, creators and influencers. So if you're a user and you're watching ads, you should be paid. And the content creator should be paid for showing those ads. So this is how you create a closed loop system where everyone is incentivized from the user, the creator, and we're all co-owners. And that's what Web 3.0 provides. Instead of being the user, you become a co-owner in the platform. This is a basic governance token system with the governance token on top, the utility token on the bottom. You can see the utility token really can be spread out in multiple ways and in a nice, neat way funnel all the profits to the governance token holders. You can use it for video platforms like we're doing with 3Speak.online. Independent creators, when they get banned or censored, they have to create their own website. Well, this will give them a way to monetize their brand and monetize their community unlike any way they have before. We have a plethora of DAO platforms, right? The DAO is an idea, it's a belief. Whatever you want to bring it to fruition, cryptocurrency can really help it with the borderless nature. And of course, all kinds of media sites that you can think of. All right, 3Speak Online, what we're about. We are against censorship. We believe freedom of speech should be preserved, and it's very important. We offer high-definition videos because, as I said before, users won't take a step back in the name of decentralization. You actually have to have not only a similar product, but I believe you have to have a superior product, and I think 3Speak.online can offer that. We also have, it has to be simple to use, fast encoding. This all comes with the quality. They have to have a really great user experience. Right now, we are in alpha. We are getting about 50 to 100K views per month. This is with little to no advertising budget, just grassroots marketing, the great Steam community rallying around the project, and we're already achieving 50 to 100K views per month. And I'm excited to talk about the beta release. That's what we're here today for. With the beta release, we got a brand new UI. I know the UI we had wasn't the sexiest UI, but we got the platform out as fast as possible. The catch is made deplatformed content creators as possible. We have something called citizen journalists, which I think is the future of how news is going to come out. These are the people with boots on the ground at the protests, filming as it's happening. We've heard of media sites being accused of editing video, not showing the whole truths. Well, we all, with the camera in our pocket, become journalists, and they need a place to where their videos won't be wiped off because it might be controversial and advertisers might not like it. We have communities. We all know communities on Web 2.0, like Facebook. I've heard of people who had 10 million followers. They had a whole ecosystem, administrators gone overnight, no one to talk to, no one to plead to, just all of that hard work gone. And with communities on 3Speak, that'll never happen. You own your community, you can monetize your community, and no one's going to ever take that away from you. We have a creator leaderboard to bring out incentivize people to be the best versions of themselves. Right now, the top 30 creators get one day out of the month where they can upvote with 3Speak's stake. And we hope this incentivizes them to bring their users over. As I said, it can't just be as good as YouTube, it has to be better. I say YouTube, but the big centralized platforms out there. And I believe cool features like this, incentivizing the best creators being the best version of themselves, can really draw some eyes. We have mutable tipping. So one of the big things is if I want to tip somebody, I have to go through a middleman. If I want to go from A to C, I got to ask B for permission, and B might not like me or the person I'm tipping. Well, with the mutable tips, you click a button, you know it's there, no fees are taken out, you don't have to ask for permission. Users are not the product. This is very, very key. The product should serve the users. And I think we've lost this in the age of free, when people realize convenience and they give away all their data for free. They're going to look back about 10 years from now, they're going to realize what they're giving away wasn't free at all. They're actually giving away their most valuable asset, and that's their data. And of course, we leverage Steem upvotes. We have a big pot of personal Steem that we bought because we're committed, but we also have a community delegation. So we leverage the proof of brain on Steem as another killer feature that YouTube and the centralized companies of the world don't offer. Why Steem? Could have chosen Ethereum, EOS, Tron. I believe for our needs, Steem is the most scalable blockchain in the planet. And with the fast and free transactions, things like smart media tokens, Steem engine, you can really rally a community around a cause unlike any other place that I've noticed. And of course, we're supported by a community delegation, and our personal pot, along with the delegation, we're really committed to Steem for the long term, and we really want that to show. Because I believe when you start something and things get hard, if you take a right and you go to something that looks shinier, you're never going to get where you need to be. Sometimes you have to buckle down, and when things get tough, you have to get tougher, and you have to push through the hard times. So I'm really committed to seeing this thing out, whether, if Steem goes down, we go down, or we bring it up together. This is our roadmap. Right now, we have the ad system and trending system in place. And this is important because in a DAO, you have to incentivize people. Well, advertisers and people want to get on trending. This is going to incentivize people to hold the governance token and get involved in the platform. Next is the token sale, and I believe live streaming is going to be very important. Users want to be able to get their message out instantly. They want to be able to communicate to their fans and their users instantly. So I think live streaming is going to be very important moving into the future. We have a referral system, which if you bring in advertisers, if you bring in money to the DAO, you're going to get paid for it. Again, incentivization. Everyone has to get a piece for contributing. And that's the key here. And of course, we want to get to the point where you can run your own 3Speak. God forbid something happens to 3Speak.online, a 4Speak or a 5Speak or whatever you want to call it can pop up just like playing whack-a-mole. They hit 1, 2 pop up. And that's the ultimate goal with 3Speak.online, to offer true censorship resistance. And the ultimate goal here is a decentralized storage system where the data is always protected no matter what. If 3Speaks to go offline, that data is sitting there. It's protected. You can go put it up on another website, or if you don't like 3Speak.online, you can make your version and still have access to all that data. And wrapping that together with decentralized curation system, because a database is nothing more but unfiltered information. So without a way to decentralize the curation system, you have a lot of unfiltered data that people just aren't going to look through. And in Web 2.0, you have the Facebooks and the YouTubes that curate for you. Here, it's going to be decentralized, and I think that's the future of how content media is going to work. And the ultimate goal is to be a DAO, a full-fledged DAO, where we're all co-owners in this thing, and I think that is definitely the future of how these businesses are going to work. And that's 3Speak.online against censorship. Thanks so much for listening to my presentation.
Wow.
I'd like to invite my co-founder, partner, Matt, if we have any questions. The token sale? Yeah, so when the token goes live, we're going to have it for sale either on a decentralized exchange, or we're going to have it. It's not going to be an ICO. So you're going to go to exchange, you're going to be able to buy it, and you're going to have a use case from day one. So you're going to have the governance token and the utility token from day one. But our plan as of right now is to launch it on a decentralized exchange and just have it for sale.
Any other questions?
I did that good, huh? Or that bad?
I'm on. Nathan, can you turn on the Christian microphone?
You guys started talking about YouTube and the gigantic elephants in the room that are just massive, and it's not just the user experience, it's just because that's where all my friends are.
Yep.
Right? So what are some ideas? I mean, obviously you've got 50 to 100,000 people already using it without marketing. What's your idea to get to that consciousness, that people see this as a thing they can use as an alternative that's viable, that's big, that can handle the big players to say, I'm going to move my 100,000 to 1 million subscribers over to this new place, and now it's going to be where they all are at. Is it just marketing, or what is the plan to get people to use this at that large scale? Because I think that's what we all see is needed to really be this kind of force for good that can't be censored.
Yeah, it's a great question. Aside from marketing, I think right now, some people can't even log on to YouTube. They've been permanently banned. So the deplatformed creators are going to have, that's going to be an obvious choice for them. But it's a very small percentage of the population that's been deplatformed. So how do we get the rest there? Well, we hope with incentivization through proof of brain, the DAO system where you actually become a co-owner of the platform, I'm hoping that with these incentives, they're going to come here and realize, see, on YouTube, you work really, really hard. You might earn some ad revenue if you're lucky. And then when they're done with you, they're done with you. Well, here, you're actually going to have a base where you feel like an owner. So every video you put out, you're helping the platform, but you're also helping yourself.
Can I add to that as well? Recently, we've implemented this comment upvoting system. So our top 30 creators, one day a month, they receive the 3Speak upvote up to a limit of about $50 that they can distribute to their commenters. So they don't have to put any money in or anything like that themselves. They're just using the rewards pool. But the kind of deal there is, as we perfect this and get it to a point where it's ready, which it basically is now, we want to tell our top 30 creators to go out and bring their audiences across and start, if we see them on YouTube talking about 3Speak and saying, hey, come over here, comment. You don't need a Steam account in order to comment on 3Speak, but you can still earn Steam via a proxy account on 3Speak. So, we need to start building things like this to incentivize people to come across and make a little comment, log in with their Google account, earn some Steam on that comment, and then eventually have enough so they can click a button and automatically get an instant Steam account, and now they're on. We have all of that in place now. It's just a case of sort of making it known to content creators, holding them to account, making sure they start using it as well. Otherwise, if you don't use it, you lose it, and we pass it on to someone else who will. And grow with those type of methods. And of course, I'm not saying that's the only way we're going to do it. It's the first one we're using, and as time goes on, with all the things that Dan mentioned there, hopefully that's what will help it grow and expand.
Anyone else?